Logan Paul and Money in the Bank? There goes the neighborhood. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlog who always tells it like it is. So, Logan Paul, who signed a new contract with the WWE to make varied appearances over the next few years, showed up on Raw last week and proclaimed that the Money in the Bank ladder match this Saturday in London would have 7 competitors instead of the usual 6. And that he was lucky number 7. He then bragged a lot about how much better he was than any other Cleveland-based athlete today, and then proceeded to back it up by kicking others involved in the match out of the ring. Now look, when I first heard of the Logan Paul fellow and how he and his brother were big social media players, I paid little attention to it. I treat those like I treated Justin Bieber. Big for a brief while until fans get tired of it. And when Logan came to compete in the WWE, I felt, oh joy! He's really fading and needs to stay in the limelight somehow. When celebrities show up in sports entertainment, it's usually to keep their presence from waning, hence why they tend to do it just past the peak of their careers. And when they actually compete in the ring, it's because they need to make their presence more prominent before it permanently tanks. I look at Stephen Arrow Amell, Drew Carey, Snooki, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. as just a few examples. Yeah, Drew's star never dropped but he's an exception that proves the rule, okay? That being said, when I watched Logan Paul compete for the first time, I was actually shocked by how well he did. For someone with very little formal training, he seemed quite comfortable in the squared circle. Not to mention confident as all hell in his abilities. I'm starting to wonder why he never pursued a pro wrestling career earlier. Why he never pursued it earlier. But then he started getting more cocky than confident. I mean, what else would explain him going up to the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns and goading him into a title match in Saudi Arabia? This isn't a prison yard. You do not go up to the biggest guy around and give him a wedgie. Needless to say, Reigns gave him, 4? Not that Paul didn't get some good shots in, but the numbers game was just too much. Now, if he were to challenge Reigns at this point in his career, but maybe that's why Paul wiggled his way into the Money in the Bank match. There was no way he was going to get a rematch as long as the bloodline was still intact. Now at the island of relevance, he has been treated like Bikini Atoll after the Castle Bravo nuclear test. Paul thinks he has a good chance, but the only way he can get Reigns truly alone is if he has a contract that specifically states he can get a title match at any time and any place. But should he even be allowed a chance again? I'm having scary flashbacks to the year 2000 when another greenhorn was given a shot at and won a major title. David Arquette decided to show up on WCW television and ended up with a tag team match with the one getting the pinfall or submission becoming champion. With then champ Dallas Page and his partner, as his partner, and Jeff Jarrett and Eric Bischoff as his opponents, somehow, someway, Arquette pinned Bischoff and became champ. Thankfully, the reign was only for 2 weeks or so as he lost it in a 3-man match. WWE has a trademark on Triple Threat, I'm guessing. To Jarrett at the final Slamboree. And all this just to promote Ready to Rumble, a joint collaboration of a film between Warner Brothers and WCW. By the way, the film tanked at the box office. In my opinion, Roman Reigns has already dragged down the WWE Universal Championship by making like Brock Lesnar and only defending it at major PLEs. This was the whole reason for the revival of the World Heavyweight Championship, to give the WWE a primary title that the holder will actually defend. How would Logan Paul, who has also not competed in non-major PLE since losing to Reigns last year, be any better? Or would he lose the title to a different heel shortly after winning it, much like Arquette did? And if so, what the hell was it all about? I mean, we all want to see Reigns finally give up the title, just not to him. The good news is that there are 6 other legitimate superstars from both Raw and SmackDown who desperately need a push, and Paul has made an enemy of each and every one of them. Even if 5 of them are unable to get to the ladder while the 6th one climbs, they are sure as shooting going to keep Paul from interrupting. I'm sure that, like me, they'd take anyone but this attention-seeking part-timer. Again, Paul is a good competitor, due to his skills, no doubt. He seems to be better at wrestling than his brother is at boxing, but if he wants to become a primary champ, he really should consider going full-time and climbing the metaphorical ladder in the WWE instead of taking a shortcut and climbing a literal ladder. Next week, Money in the Bank predictions. I'm Chris Wolvie with the Wrestling Blog, who always tells it like it is. Pray for peace, and I'll see ya